are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Let's get to UConn and USC, two of the best guards in the nation. Whew. Man, they went at it. Paige Bueckers continues to be the most efficient, most versatile player in the nation. On the other side, Juju Watkins carrying USC, doing everything she could to get this team into the Final Four. UConn took the matchup 80-73. They outshoot USC 48.3% from the field compared to 32.9%. USC did hit 9 3-pointers, but they only shot 31% from the three. The free throws there, this was a physical game, man. Honestly, the free throw margin was pretty even compared to most games we've seen throughout this tournament. It's kind of been lopsided, but UConn left 10 points at the free throw line, man. Like, that is just uncharacteristic for them. They do win the rebounding battle, 42-41, plus one on that end. They throw out 17 assists, win the assist battle as well. Win the blocks 5-4, tied for steals, and they lose the turnover battle. USC, only 10 turnovers compared to UConn's 12. Man, USC had stretches where they were really knocking down shots, especially Mackenzie Forrest, but it was a tough shooting night for them overall, man. They just got hot in spurts and then would fizzle out. It was crazy. UConn, 21 fouls compared to USC's 20. 41 fouls called in this game. That just speaks to the physicality. Looking at USC, Juju Watkins continues to lead the way. She started strong. She finishes strong. 29 points, 2 assists, 10 rebounds for the freshman. And she was very emotional after the game, rightfully so. Mackenzie Forbes, 24 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. She was letting that thing fly. I'm trying to tell you, big game from her. And, man, she just, whenever they needed a big three to try to cut into this lead, like UConn would make a run, Forbes would come in and knock down a tray ball and keep them within striking distance. She really played a superb game, to be honest with y'all, man. They didn't get a whole lot out of Caitlin Davis, who's been like the coach on the floor for this group. 3 points, 1 assist, 9 rebounds. Another sharpshooter for them, Kayla Padilla, who's been averaging double digits this season, especially through the tournament, man. She's had some really impressive shooting performances. She only gave them 3 points, 2 assists, 0 rebounds. Tough shooting night for her. Ryan Marshall did what she could against UConn's Aaliyah Edwards. She finishes with 11 points, 2 assists, 11 rebounds. Double-double for a slight, but they just didn't get much production, to be honest with y'all, outside of Watkins and Forbes. Marshall definitely did what she could, and she was impactful on the glass. So was Davis, but they just didn't get a whole lot out of Padilla or Bigby. Like, it was surprising, man, because Padilla has really been playing really, really well throughout the NCAA tournament. And this is one game they absolutely needed her to make up that 7-point difference. For UConn, the usual suspects, man. Paige Bueckers, 28, 6, and 10, played the entire game. Also, Aaliyah Edwards, the other half of that dynamic duo, 24 points, 1 assist, only 6 rebounds, though. Paige Bueckers out-rebounded her. Dominant performance for the two, man. Put this team on their backs, made play after play, right decision, took USC's best punch, went into the fourth quarter at a really tight game. They trailed after the first quarter. I mean, this game was tight through and through. They pulled away at certain points, but USC really never stopped fighting, man. Nika Mule also played the entire game. Big 8 points, 8 assists for her. Her 8 points was crucial, man. Every bucket she got came at a really crucial time, like where UConn really, really needed it. She also had 5 points. KK Arnold, 4 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. This is like the most we've seen players play. Hey, man, Gino really went into his bench a little bit with this one. Ice Brady got 19 minutes. The freshman off the bench had 8 big points, 1 rebounds, just providing those extra minutes to spare Leah Edwards, man. You know what I'm saying? Leah Edwards was still on the floor, but it was nice that Brady could come in and take over as that low post scoring option for them when Aaliyah kind of needed to, get a quick breath. But Ashlyn Shade, 5 points, 6 big rebounds for the freshman as well. And Katie Samuels also got in this game, 14 minutes. She hit a big three, 1 assist, 2 rebounds as well, man. Just, hey, overall, impressive performance for UConn, man. This game was tight throughout. They were trading blows. Shout out Juju Watkins, man. National Player of the Year runner-up, Freshman of the Year, second in the nation in scoring. She was really emotional after the game, and Coach Gino Auriemma had some words for her.
Go pro. I told her, I said, it's a great opportunity for you at WNBA, overseas, 3-on-3 league. I'm sure there's great places for you to play. I love Lindsay, but you got bigger fish to fry. She was very emotional. She was crying, like all competitors. She put her heart and soul into this, and I just reminded her, you had an amazing year, and your team wouldn't be here without you.
The future is bright for USC. They got a top recruiting class coming in, multiple 5 stars coming to join Juju Watkins. Maybe they hit the transfer portal. If they can bring majority of this roster back and pair them with this talented recruiting class they have back, hey man, USC is going to be more of a problem next year than they were this year. Juju Watkins, they gotta they gotta sign a bill. They gotta implement a bill to get her to the WNBA. Can y'all imagine 3 more years of Juju? Oh my gosh, bro. The future is absolutely sky high. It is sun bright for USC, man. They are going to be a program to reckon with for years to come as long as Juju is there. And that supporting cast is going to get an improvement next year. So excited to see what they do. I think for Coach Golub, the future is bright with this group. And they will be right back in this position next year, in my opinion. Moving on is UConn. They have a big matchup against Iowa, guys. Oh my goodness. We get Paige Bueckers versus Caitlin Clark, the former Olympic teammates, or the international teammates, the friends, the two classmates. Like, hey man, it's just the two former McDonald's All-Americans, the 5 stars. They've been tied together for years now since they entered the college ranks, and we get a mega matchup. And we know Iowa's playing their best basketball of the season. Hannah Stolke versus Leah Edwards. Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers. Nika Mule. Gabby Marshall. Oh my goodness. Sydney Falter. KK Arnold. It's going to be just sensational basketball. Two very well coached teams. Very well coached. Disciplined. High scoring. Man. Two superstars in Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark going at it, man. This is a dream matchup. This could be better than the LSU game, man. I don't know if 12.5 million people are going to watch, but Bueckers versus Clark is going to be maybe the matchup of the year, to be honest with y'all, if they actually line up against each other. Both of them 6 foot big guards, man. I hope they match up with one another, man. Bueckers, I know, has been playing some 4 for UConn, playing out of position, so who knows, she may be matched up on a 4. But I would like to see her. I know they're probably going to have KK Arnold on her, but I would love to see Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark match up a few times too. But hey, man, both these teams playing great basketball. A trip to the national championship on the line. All year, people have been saying UConn has the best chance of beating USC and has the second best chance of winning the title. People have been saying it all year. Caitlin Clark made it to the game last year. With Iowa made it. They lost some of those key pieces, but they come back strong this year. And they're looking to get back to the natty, man. They're looking to get back to the national title game and send Caitlin Clark off so she can be mentioned more in those GOAT talks. Send her off with a ring. Paige Bueckers is a woman on a mission along with Aaliyah Edwards. Crazy thing is, Bueckers has already announced that she's coming back next year. She's playing with house money right now. But UConn is firing on all cylinders. They've overcome so much adversity with all the injuries. Iowa has overcome the injury of Molly Davis, their third leading scorer on this team. I don't know if she'll be back for this game or not, man, but that would be a huge boost for Iowa if they could get her back in the lineup. Both these teams, man, they like to do similar things. There's going to be some 3-pointers that get shot. You know what I'm saying? They like to get up and down the floor. Paige Bueckers is a great passer as well, getting it out in transition. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. And it may come out down to who can get the most defensive stops in this contest. We'll definitely preview that game more going into later in the week. But, man, that's going to be a mega matchup. You know, on the other side, of course, we mentioned the cross-state rivalry. We got South Carolina, NC State, Sanaya Rivers playing against her former team. Oh my goodness. NC State, man, looking to get to the national championship game. And they weren't even the favorites to take the ACC, but this team has been ranked as high as 2 in the nation this year. You know what I'm saying? Azai James having one of the best, like, just most improved player in the nation. She's got to be. She's got to be. I mean, she's averaging almost double the points she was averaging last year, bro. Like, she's increased her points by almost, like, double digits, bro. Like, it's crazy the jump she has made this year. You know what I'm saying? Mimi Collins, River Baldwin. This is going to be a really good game, I think. NC State's got size, and they're definitely going to fight. And then we know on the other side, Camila Cardoso has just continued to put South Carolina on her back and put dominant performances together. Ashlyn Watkins, Malaysia Fort Wiley have come to life. Tessa Johnson coming off of a game where she led this team in scoring off the bench. You just don't know whose night it's going to be. Raven Johnson, Bree Hall, Chloe Kitts. You just don't know whose night it's going to be with this group. You can't take one player away. Tahina Powell's due for a big game. You know what I'm saying? I expect her to bounce back and knock down some of them tray balls. It's going to be, NC State's just got to play for 4 quarters, man. Because South Carolina will wear you down with that depth. They got to play 4 quarters and play smart basketball and make shots. If South Carolina happens to make a mistake, you have to make them pay for it. And you got to make shots if you get an open look. South Carolina, Don Staley, familiar territory. Business as usual. Looking to get back to the national championship. They ain't lost a game since I don't know when. They've been the favorite, the juggernaut. We know the story. They lost 5 starters to the WNBA draft, reloaded, and went undefeated again in the regular season. Dominated. Has been running through the competition in the NCAA tournament, and they look like a surefire lock to take the championship unless a miracle happens. Let's just be straight up about it. But who do y'all think would be the tougher matchup, UConn or Iowa for South Carolina? You know, we know that South Carolina lost to Iowa last year. They're not going to be able to guard Raven Johnson the way they did last year. And that disrespect will cost them if it comes down to it. Y'all let me know who y'all think the toughest matchup will be and who the predictions are. We're going to have more content on this later in the week. Predictions, more analysis, and hearing from the team and the coaches. So y'all stay tuned. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakey, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, hey, we out.